I would ask you the classic question I ask everybody again, and we'll move into the meat of the interview. The classic question: leaders, born or made?
Well, from where I sit, made. I think there's plenty of people who are born with certain attributes that might cause them to be better leaders or more predisposed to want to step into leadership roles. But I think fundamentally, the best leaders are made because of all of the investment of time and effort and perspective in causing them to refine how good they become at bringing out the best in other people. And I think, the best leaders I've been around are typically quite good at bringing out the best in others around them. And most of those leaders that I've experienced were made over a extended
Yeah.
period of time.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely. To your point, I think that we agree. I think that some people, much like they're born with mathematical ability, sports ability, athletic ability, musical ability, that's great. But if they don't exercise that ability and really work hard, someone with maybe even minimal aptitude but maximum work and study and application, school of hard knocks, they can actually go very, very far, much further than the naturally gifted person, so to speak. Agree?
Agreed. I think leadership, like most other capabilities, can be refined and improved over time, but it takes a lot of muscle memory and exercise and preparation and success and failure, to see what works and trying things out and
Yeah.
experimentation and get better over time, just like most other things that take on seriously and practice and try to improve at. I think leadership is no different than, being a better athlete in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, the caveat I'll say as an aging old guy is unlike being an athlete, I think leadership you can get better at I mean, you could be a paraplegic, and as long as you're working at it, I mean, it doesn't require physical skills. You're going to slow down as an athlete. But I like to think at age 67, I mean, I wish I could go back into my early 50s and be an executive all over again. I thought I was good then, and I think other people thought I was good, but just what I've learned over the last 5 or 6 years, the journey's never over. Any thoughts?
Well, I think at this stage of our lives, I'm 65. I think maybe we get a little bit better at both introspection and retrospection. You can
Yeah.
sort of look back on things that you did or didn't do over the course of earlier part of life, both career as well as personal life, and maybe you get a little bit smarter about ways that you could have handled it in the moment had you been smart
Yeah.
enough to handle it in the moment, at that time. So I'm a firm believer that we get a little better with age. While we may not be able to jump as high or run as fast, we might have a slightly better perspective than we had when we were, in our 30s or 40s.